We begin with that breaking news out of France. Prime Minister Sebastien Lecornu has resigned after less than 4 weeks in office, deepening the French political crisis. This announcement is coming just hours after he unveiled his new cabinet, which faced criticism from opposition members and members of the ruling alliance. President Emmanuel Macron appointed Lecornu in September after the previous administration lost a confidence vote in Parliament. The French presidency said in a statement that President Macron has now accepted his resignation. Let's go straight to DW correspondent Lisa Louis, who's in Paris. Why this shock resignation after not even a month in office?
Well, it took the new Prime Minister, now ex-Prime Minister, a month to find people with whom to put together a government. And then one of the members of this new government, namely Interior Minister Bruno Retailleau, said this was not good enough. This was not really a break from the past. What he was actually aiming at were two members of the new team that was unveiled yesterday that were too close to Emmanuel Macron. Sebastien Lecornu today said, he said that certain parties, certain members of his government were thinking that they had a majority in Parliament. He claimed, now ex-Prime Minister said that there was not the sense for compromise within the government. It seems that Bruno Retailleau, who belongs to the Conservative Party, Les Républicains, wanted it all. He wanted a government that was really a right-wing government and couldn't actually stand to have someone who was closer to the centre, closer to Emmanuel Macron within that team.
So what happens now? What are Macron's options?
Yeah, that's the big question. There are a number of options on the table. Obviously, Emmanuel Macron will try to find a new prime minister. Left-wing parties are saying you should give us this chance finally after snap parliamentary elections last year. Remember, out of these elections came a bloc on the left. The parliament was left, split into three blocks, but the biggest bloc was on the left, and the left has ever since been asking to be named as, prime minister, as a government. But Emmanuel Macron hasn't gone down that route yet, so they're saying he should now do so. Now, the far right, the National Assembly, they say, you should now actually dissolve the parliament, and you should also step down and launch new presidential elections. If there were a dissolution of parliament now, though, that would not solve the actual situation, as polls are showing that the biggest bloc coming out of such new snap elections would be the far right, but they wouldn't have a majority either. So it's very difficult to see what could happen next, what could actually solve that situation that France is in right now.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the opposition and this call that they have for the National Assembly to be dissolved? How likely is that to happen?
Well, the thing is that all the different parties, as the Prime Minister, Sebastien Lecornu, today said, they're not willing to work together. France is not used to having a government, a president that doesn't have a majority in parliament. The system, the political system, is not built as such. So each party is trying to go for the maximum demand, But this is not working because none of the blocs is having a majority right now. This is why we have a deadlock. Now, some people say Emmanuel Macron should really give this chance to the left-wing parties now so they could try their luck. But it's very difficult to see how they can get through this. France is facing a budget vote that is coming up within weeks. They have a huge budget deficit and they need to come together, and that's really the point where they can't seem to find a compromise. The left is asking for more taxes on the rich. The right wing and the centre-right is asking you can't do that, and we still need to save more money, we need to cut down social spending. So this is really the main point where the parties can't come together, and it's a difficult, very, very difficult riddle to solve for President Macron.
DW's Lisa Louis in Paris. Thank you.